What up, what up? Happy Tuesday. I keep feeling like it's Monday, but it is indeed Tuesday. I hope you guys are crushing it already this week. We are like so stoked to kick off this group with each and every one of you. I'm on fire because I think this is like the first Diamond Mentorship that I've helped host in like a super long time. So I am fired up and ready to go, and all of us have some awesome stuff in store for each and every one of you. So I am Jessalyn. If you don't know who I am, I'm going to do a little quick intro. I'm a lifetime 5-star diamond coach. I was a premier coach last year. Last year was a huge defining moment for myself and for my team. I've seen a ton of personal growth in my leadership ability this year. And I have enjoyed so much casting that vision down to my team and just watching them flourish. And now all of us being able to collab and pass that down to each and every one of you. I'm a full-time coach. I have a daughter who's going to be 3 next month. I'm a single mom as well. And I am not only a full-time Beachbody coach, I also just recently launched a new business in April. So I am now a single mom to a 3-year-old running 2 businesses. And I'm blessed every single day and better for it. I am someone who was in a huge rut last year. I just had a ton of resentment towards where I was in my business, and I was really losing the joy in every single day. We always hear, stay in phase 1, stick with the basics. The vitals are what are going to get you from one step to the next. And this is so true. But I think for so many of us, we get really caught up in the mundane activities, and when we don't see our businesses moving forward, we get bored, we get resentful, we start to wonder what's wrong with us, that we're not seeing the success. And I'm here to tell you guys that it is not anything that you are doing wrong. If you are taking action every single day and you are doing those vitals, you are doing all of those things right. It's sometimes just the intention behind the actions that you are taking. When we wake up every day, right? Have you ever and I'm going to use this as an example, and feel free to comment this below. Have you ever just woken up on the wrong side of the bed and everything else in your day just seems to go to shit? Right? That's because you're so focused on the negative in your day, and then all of a sudden your subconscious space is creating that in your physical space. So, all of a sudden you go to the grocery store, everyone's miserable at the grocery store. You stub your toe, and then one thing leads to the next. And then on the contrary, you have a day where you just wake up, and for whatever reason, you wake up and you feel like magic is real. This is the best day ever. You are living your best life. And all of a sudden, you have a surprise message in your inbox from a girl that you've wanted to join your team for 6 years. Or, you go to the grocery store and everyone's really freaking nice to you. Or someone compliments you on your hair, even though you feel like you look like complete shit, right? That's because the energy that you're putting out into the world is saying, hey, this is an amazing life that I'm living. I'm in such a great mood. This is such an amazing day. And you are literally, what you're putting out is what you're attracting back, right? So I had to figure out a way to make the basics fun again, because I was in a place in my life last year where I knew that I was probably not going to be with my daughter's father for much longer, because it was a situation that was no longer serving my highest good or my daughter's highest good. So I was, at this point where I was working my ass off to, double my income to get to the point where I could say, hey, I gotta go. I need to be a single mom that can freaking live her best life on her own, right? So I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I knew that despite all the actions that I was taking, as much as I was feeling the life getting sucked out of me, that I needed to do it, and I really didn't have another option. So I actually hired a mentor, and we did a ton of work together. And it was more about doing the things that brought me joy, or figuring out a way to bring joy to the things that maybe seem a little bit mundane. So before I get into the 3 top tips that I have for each and every one of you to have a bomb-ass freaking action hour, I'm gonna share with you guys the 3 Ds. And if you are at a point in your business where maybe you're a brand new coach, or you're struggling to see success, I first want to point out that everything is about taking aligned action, but this is also a business, right? So we have to take it seriously, and we have to often invest in our business in order for us to years down the road, have that $1 million business that we have the ability to create, right? So I go into every single day treating this business like it is a $1 million business that it has the capability to be. And that sometimes means making investments. So the first thing that I did with my mentor, and I'm going to share with each and every one of you, is the 3 Ds. She did not call them the 3 Ds. I just was like my little, acronym. The first one is delegate. And this is why I talk about investing in your business, because I got to the point where I was doing everything that I could possibly do and seeing no growth. So then I got to the point where I was like, well, maybe I need to do more invites. Maybe I need to do more reach outs. But as a mom that kind of knew she was going to be a single mom pretty soon, I knew that there wasn't a way for me to do all of those things in one day and still be present with my daughter, or, be able to function like a human. So I hired a virtual assistant. And a lot of them, guys, there are so many single moms out there, or new moms that simply want to just earn a little bit of an income, just like what we do as Beachbody coaches. There are people out there that are starting up their businesses as virtual assistants, and you can find some that have a pretty decent hourly rate. They might charge hourly, or maybe they charge by the task. There's so many places that you can find them. If you're looking for one, I could drop the info for mine below. But delegating tasks is so huge. And I always choose to delegate the tasks that don't bring me joy. So, going through the people who liked my posts and seeing, who do I have to invite? Who do I have to follow up with? Those are things that I pay someone now to do so that I can do the things in my business that bring me more joy. Because the abundance in your business is backed behind the intention in which you are putting out into the universe. So if you are doing things with a lack energy, or an energy of this sucks, or oh my God, I dread doing this, that's what your followers are gonna see or sense or feel, right? So I delegate those tasks every single month to someone else. Maybe you're just starting out, and maybe you say, you know what, I just need to delegate maybe 3 hours a month. And you can totally do that reasonably. Or maybe you have a cousin, sister, nephew, uncle, whoever it is that's like, you know what, I just need to make a little extra income. Pay me $100 a month and I'll do X, Y, and Z for you. Whatever it is, guys, there is someone out there that is willing to do it for you. So number 1 is delegate. Number 2 is delete. And I think as entrepreneurs, and specifically network marketers, it's so amazing that we don't really have to reinvent the wheel, because there's so many amazing successful coaches in this organization that do it for us, right? They kind of create these amazing processes for us, and we get I don't even know what a good word would be for it, but all of a sudden we take all of this information that gets thrown at us from all the amazing trainings that Beachbody has blessed us with, and we feel like we have to do all of it, right? Now here's the thing, is what works for me might not work for you. What works for the other top coaches in the network might not work for you. And so all of a sudden, we're trying to implement all of these things, and we're just spinning our tires. So action is an amazing thing. I always say, implement before you analyze. And this is so important because we always want to take action first, analyze later. So if you're doing things in your business and you're not seeing a return on them, and they're kind of sucking the life out of you, that's your sign to delete them, right? So number 1, we talked about delegating, and that's, outsourcing or delegating a task that you don't like to someone else in your family. Number 2 is deleting those things that aren't bringing in, that don't have a good ROI. So they're not working for you. You tried them, you took action on them. If they're not working, we're going to analyze it, figure out how we can do it better, and move on. And then the third thing is do less of. And these are things that maybe we get caught up in, we're supposed to be adding new followers to our network, and then all of a sudden we got sucked down the rabbit hole, and 45 minutes later we're still we're building our business, but we're really just following super pretty Instagram accounts. So figure out where your time sucking activities are, and figure out a way to streamline that process and make that process go a little bit quicker. So finding new followers would be a great one. Whatever it is that kind of sucks your time, there's probably a way to do it faster, or maybe we just have to do less of it. And I'm actually going to talk to you, one of my steps about having a bomb-ass action hour is a great way to actually speed up the process in that, because I love to set little mini challenges for myself during action hours. I'm also a total squirrel. If you guys can't tell from this video, I'm super type B. I'm someone where I'll be doing one thing 1 second, and then all of a sudden, like, someone will be like, oh, and then my brain just goes, poop, like, opposite direction, total squirrel. Maybe that's just because I'm a mom to a 3-year-old. I really honestly just think it's just me, and I've learned to, like, live my best life that way. But setting little mini challenges for yourself. Because I'm someone where all of a sudden I'll do an action hour. Like, you know, if you guys are going to hop on the Zoom with me afterwards, I don't really have a set rhyme or reason to my action hour, other than I really just try to make it freaking fun and productive as fuck. Excuse my language, I cuss sometimes. But I'm not sorry. So number 1, if you guys have not been taking notes, I would say start taking notes right now, because number 1, and this is something that I didn't do for years, probably for like 5 years in my business, and ever since I started doing it, I've actually noticed like a dramatic increase in attracting my people, and it's super simple. And it's literally just to blast the music. Now, maybe you're someone whose power hour is at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna say utilize earphones if the rest of your house is sleeping during this. But I am someone who I love my daughter more than anything, but she, like, literally when she goes down for her nap and I'm like ready to my nap time hustle, I am like tired AF. And like the last thing I wanna do is sit down in front of my computer and do reach outs. But I know that I need to treat this business like the $1 million business that it has the ability to be. So that means that unless I'm sick, 6 out of 7 days a week, I am working my business at some point for at least 1 hour. So blast the freaking music. I don't care if it's Lizzo. I don't care if it's freaking Luke Combs. I'm like listing off all my favorite artists right now. Paramore, whatever mood you are in, you need to blast that music and you need to freaking get up, shake your ass, have a dance party, and while you are dancing, I want you to think of at least 3 things that you are grateful for, or at least 3 visions that you have for your business, and I want you to feel that feeling. And as you shake your ass, I want you to think about how amazing it is that God gave you this freaking opportunity right here, right now in front of your lap to freaking go out and change lives and get paid for it. Because that right there is a bomb-ass blessing, and we need to be grateful every single freaking day to have the ability to share what has changed our lives with other people. So that in of itself, like, freaking drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Like, that's what came to my mind. So we're going with that. Number 1, blast the freaking music. Whatever it is, go with it. Number 2 is you set your intentions before you even send that first invite, or before you even send that first message or that first reply. I understand how overwhelming that it can be to look at your inbox and see all those red notifications. But I do not sit down and respond to a single message until I am ready and in the right mindset to give my all and be the most present coach that I can be for every single person in that inbox. And that is, even if they are someone from another MLM trying to freaking invite me to their company, because you know what? My mindset is I'm going to put out all the love, all the gratitude, all the high vibes to everyone in my inbox, because what you put out is what you get back. And you can never put out too much kindness in this world. And that is my number, 2.5 tip, is I know it gets frustrating when we have people in our inbox that are other MLMers. Please be nice to them, because again, what you put out into this universe comes back to you tenfold, and we never want someone to respond to us the way that sometimes we think about responding to them, right? So 2.5 little just tidbit about kindness in there, because setting your intentions before you respond to your inbox is number 1, going to make you feel so much more grounded. Number 2, you're going to be present. And number 3, they are going to feel your energy. So when you respond to them, you could say all of the wrong things, but if you have the right intention behind it and you know that you want to give your best to each and every one of those people in your inbox, they are going to feel that and they are going to want to join your team. So number 2 is set your intentions before, whether that's looking at your vision board, being centered and looking within yourself for a minute. Maybe you do it while you're shaking your booty and dropping down and getting your eagle on. Whatever that is to you, you set those intentions beforehand. And I am someone where I know that maybe a lot of you are working crazy hours at your corporate job, and you have to work in power pockets of time. So figure out a way to set that intention if you're working in pockets of time and kind of answering messages on the fly. But if you have the opportunity to actually sit down and set designated time aside, I touch my inbox once during the day and that's it. I touch it once and then I move on, because I know that for me to be the best coach that I can be, I also need to be the best mom that I can be. And that means like not being attached to my inbox 24/7. And I think that everyone else appreciates it too. Your people will wait for you no matter what. And then the third step is set mini challenges for yourself. And this is kind of the one that's going to help you speed up, some of those activities that take a long time. I also do this to music. So I will pick a song, any song, and I will think, how many invites can I get done while this song plays? Or, how many Hey Girl messages can I send, during the next 5 minutes? Whatever it is, set many challenges for yourself, especially if you're like me, who's very type B. I'm also someone who gets bored doing the same task for like too long of a time. That's kind of why I have like the touch it once rule and then I move on. Because my brain doesn't like to work that way. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 20 and I've totally used it to my advantage for the rest of since I was diagnosed. But setting those mini challenges has really, really helped me streamline the process, get as much done as I possibly can in an hour, and have fun doing it. So that is essentially what I have for each and every one of you. I hope you guys are able to take some good notes away from that. I try to keep it short and simple and pretty concise for you guys. So if you have any questions, please drop them below. I'm going to hop off of this, get that Zoom link set up, so give me like a few minutes to get that set up, and then we can hop on, do a power hour, and go from there. So I hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Bye guys!